Hi, my name is Wilx, and this is episode 3 of Agrarian Skies 2. Well, since last episode, I decided to add another mod to the pack, FastCraft. So now I've added Ore Excavator and FastCraft to reduce the lag. Since then, we've had 2 updates, 2.02 and immediately afterwards 2.04. Something I noticed in the 2.02 patch notes is that weeds can no longer overtake plants. This is a fairly important thing. See, the way it used to work in Agrarian Skies 2, which is one of the few that keeps weeds on, if you were trying to mutate something and waiting for stuff to grow, you could potentially get weeds. And if while you were waiting, you ran away to just do something quick and run right back to find out whether you got to plant or weeds, if you were away just a little bit too long, not only would the weeds grow, but they'd overgrow all the crops around it, and if you didn't have backups of them, you'd lose them all. So this was really painful, and no longer is painful, so that's a good thing. Now, at the end of last episode, I asked if anybody knew if you could get a builder's wand as one of the quest rewards. And Lothar Gronk came up with the idea. I actually knew this and don't know why I didn't think of it. That if you look at something like, let's say, a machine frame, that was his example, you can see that it's an item reward for upgrading seeds and thermal. You also get another one from thermal storage. And then you see the recipe for how to make it. So if we go to something like the builder's wand, it doesn't have that. It goes straight into how to make it. So you can't get it. So that's how you can tell what things are rewards. Doesn't tell you what's in the reward bags, but what are fixed rewards. All right, so also I enlarged my base a little bit here, and because now I have lots of bricks. I started using the large glowstone bricks for lighting up here. I like the looks of them, even though they're a little expensive for this, where I am in the pack right now. Large glowstone bricks. 4 glowstone and you get 8 bricks. But I liked the looks of them and decided I didn't want to put down something else cheap and then change them later, so I just went for it now. If I was looking to do something cheaper, let's go down to my basement. You could use nooks. You take a saw up a piece of glowstone into 32 little pieces, and then you can place the nooks, and each one of those is like a piece of glowstone. So very good light source. Also, I put in the pipes that run from the chopper and from the harvester over here. Harvester is it? Planter, and run into chests. So all the stuff goes that way. That's my smeltery up there. I've got this to create lava for me. I'm going to need this thing. There. I'm going to use that lava in a sec. I used chisel to turn this cobble blue. There's water over the blue ones. There's sand over these yellow ones. And there's going to be lava over those red ones there. Now, what else? While off camera, I was thinking I wanted plastics because these things are wearing out really, really quick. See, this thing's just about to break right now. I actually have a second one so I can deal with it right away. But they break way too often. And I thought I was going to use plastic to do it. Then in my testing, I discovered that you can't make a plastic axe head. It shows up in NEI. Here, we'll show you. Plastic axe head. It makes it look like you can pour it in there with molten plastic, which comes from raw plastic. But it doesn't work. if you really want to know what's going on, you have to look at the restrictions list in the configs for the Iguana's Tinkerer's tweaks. And you'll see that it's not listed there, so you can't make it. But anyways, before that, I decided to sift a little bit of dirt. See, I now have quite a bit of dirt. I've got a barrel up here. Originally, it was all full of leaves. And then I started putting spare saplings in as well, just recently. Feeds down into a barrel, and then down into here. Oh, notice normally I always use dents, but I decided to test just a couple of things, and I thought I'd leave this up here for you. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't trying to shove leaves in and then go back out again. So I made one of the ones where you can actually see the stuff going through. See, sapling just went through. So nothing is bouncing back. It's all going straight into it. And it's not a problem. All right. But when I went to try and break this, I couldn't break it. If you notice, it says harvest level bronze. So I need a better axe. I'm still going to need plastics for the Mine Factory Reloaded machines. So to do that, I'm going to need to make myself a new pickaxe, axe head. Let's repair this while we're here. All right, and so to make that, I'm going to use Invar right now. The correct thing to use would have been manulium, but I haven't started making that yet. So just in the meantime, Invar has pretty good stats. Oh, sorry, you don't do it like that. We have to first off make... Invar has good durability, has reinforced 2 on it, and so it's pretty good all around. So I'm going to use Invar for now. Be much better off with either Cobalt or Manulium. Manulium for durability, Cobalt for speed. Let's put the Invar ingot in there. Take this off. I need to make... Let's hope that doesn't melt before I get back there. Yeah, it hasn't yet. Okay, because this is still on. And let's just go put this thing away before I forget. So this is in here. Oh, and let's not leave that in there. Put this away. Put this back in here. So otherwise I probably won't pay attention to it. I'm going to need some onions because I'm going to have to repair the one I've got before I do this. And we'll stick that back in for other repairs. Oh no, actually, I still haven't upgraded it yet. That, and that. And now we've got Invar. See the reinforced 2? This one had reinforced 1. So it just brings it up to reinforced 2. They don't stack. That was something that was of interest to me. So knowing that, what I'm going to also do... Now, let's see. The durability on this thing right now is 981. If I put that on, the durability stays at 981. But what happens that you can't see here is that on this one, the enduring tool rod is a 3 for gaining experience. In other words, it takes more experience. Let's see if it shows on. Yeah, see, This takes 957 to get to the next level. That takes 759 to get to the next level. So we'll level quicker if I put the slimy on there. Both of them are good in that they have handle modifier 2, and that increases it as well. But that would be a better one now because I'm getting, the Invar is giving me reinforced 2 instead. Actually, I should get rid of the bronze head as well. I don't have any more Invar. Okay, I'll just have to deal with that later. Well, actually, yeah, I'll deal with that later. I ran out of Invar. I've been running out of iron. Like, this thing had piles of iron in it. That had piles of iron in it. That had piles of iron in it. And I've just been running out of it because of the things I'm about to make. All right, but now that I've updated this thing, there we go, and oh, we got lots of saplings that time, so that's good. And we should eat something. Okay. Now with the rubber, we're going to put it, actually let's take that out. And that's going to make it into rubber bars. Then we recook the rubber bars and we get raw plastic that way. And we can use it to do other things. All right. So let's get on to crafting some stuff. So leadstone Fluxduct, lead, redstone, glass. And that can do 200 RF per tick. So I'll make some of those. Then I'll take them, put them in here with Invar and redstone. And that makes hardened flux ducts, which do 800 RF per tick. Now, it might be questionable whether I really needed to, because none of those dynamos so far, they're only putting out 120 each. But if I upgrade them to, let's say, double, they'll be 240, and then I'll need something like this to do it. So I might as well go with that right away. That's not that much more expensive, whereas the next step up is more involved. But I can do this right away. So we've got those done. I'm going to need some hardened flux duct. There's going to be lava flowing through these, so we need hardened. So that's Invar and lead. And tin and lead gives us the opaque item ducts. And then we're going to need some hardened servos. So that's Invar. Those are iron nuggets. And magmatic dynamos. Those are Invar gears, Invar there. These things are silver in the middle. Okay, so let's come over here and start placing these. I got a neat little configuration for this. So we'll put conduit down like that. We'll take, don't need that right away. And we'll point those down into the energy conduit. They naturally try to point wherever the energy conduit is. And I'm going to place this down. And must be my little pack here. I don't mind having a big pack. Just try not to put too much stuff in it. And it's better if it's not flowing lava. It's a little quicker. And since lava is easy to come by, there are interesting ways of doing it so that it doesn't flow. It becomes stable even though you're not using a source in each one. Then we've got crucibles. And I'm going to need a block of some sort. I made the crucibles in advance since they have to be fired and stuff. Okay, so there are I've got 5 dynamos and 10 crucibles. This is the hardened fluid ducts? Yeah. And then we're going to take and put, those are the item ducts. Now I find this interesting because this is this thing is auto feeding the cobble into this even though I don't have a servo on it. Actually, one thing I'd like to do here is, like I did before, just to show you that nothing's bouncing back in this scenario. I also need that. So you see the cobble's going to go along to the next one and the next one and the next one. Now, there's liquid volume. Is it automatically going in here or not? No, it's not. So we are going to need servos for each of these. There we go. Now we could definitely use faster servos because there's spots for these things to go to. And yeah, maybe a servo will speed it up. Yeah, servo's speeding it up. But let's see if that causes it to bounce back at all. I think I saw 16 go through at once there. It looks like it's doing okay. All right, so next part. We're going to set it up so that we do some auto sieving. To do that, I'm going to use hammers. Now, I had a couple of choices here. I could have used pulverizers or I could have used hammers. Either one is a good solution. The advantage to using hammerers is if I put upgrades, let's say speed upgrades in a hammer, like I put 1 speed upgrade in a hammer and 1 speed upgrade in an automatic sieve, that they level out just perfectly when you do it that way. Whereas with the pulverizers, I would have had a balancing act. I would have had to figure out how many for each upgrade, etc., etc., etc. This way, it's straightforward, easy, switching them out like that. The disadvantage with the automatic hammers is it takes a lot of iron, like all these anvils, which are lots of iron in an anvil. But that's about it. So let's make those. Actually, let's get, what don't we need on our bar here? We don't need the bucket. We don't need that. And those. Oh, and I'm going to need this guy here. And for that guy, I'm going to come along and place him. Oh, I got to get closer, don't I? There we go. And I'll do the proper config here. So clear them. Those would have actually worked. They were set up for that. And we're only making that. Notice it lost its lava and lost its water. So we're going to need my bucket back again. Whoops. It's in there now. Okay. There we go. And it's making stuff. Now, we're going to put a hammer right there. Then another hammer there and there. And then hammers there, there, and there. And then sieves there, there, and there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take item ducts, put them like that. Oh, I need that wrench back. And then again. And again. Okay, so what's happening here is this is making cobble. It's feeding cobble into this hammer, and that hammer. This hammer is taking it and pushing it there, which makes it into sand, which makes it pushes it into here as sand, which makes it into dust and pushes it into there. This one is taking gravel, turning it into sand, and pushing it into there. This one, it's just a one-step process. It's pushing the cobble into here, making it into gravel, and pushing it into there. So that's how we're doing the 4 of them. So now we're going to need some servos there. We'll leave those for just now. Well, we can put them in. Okay. And we need to set these all. And I'll set those when I put the other stuff down. I'm missing this block here. That was a mistake. Okay. So now that we've got the power going there, well, I'm going to use 3 different chests. I'm going to use white for dust. I'm going to use gray for gravel and yellow for sand. So let's make myself some chests here. So I've already got one here that's white. That's the FFF. If we want to make yellow, we do it as 0, 0. And that makes yellow. So we'll build that chest. And then if we want gray, that's 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Now we got our chests. So we'll come over here, drop that there, drop that there, drop that there. And these can all be turned to on now. Now I haven't given power to any of this yet. I wanted to get it all set up before things started getting clogged. So we'll go back underneath again. And we need our conduit. So the things that need power here are that one, that one, that one. That does not. cable is going to be coming over from here. There we go. Now everything has power. Should eat. See, it's nicely marked as red, so if I break one of these, I know I'm getting lava on the head. So these have lots of stuff in them. So the gravel's going so far, the sand's going so far. Just made its first dust there. The dust is going in, and they're all feeding into these. When they're through, they'll do these ones. And these are all still pretty good. Now, other people might tell you to put upgrades like fortune upgrades. Don't do it. Don't listen to them. Fortune upgrades are a bad investment, period. For instance, speed upgrades are a good investment. Fortune upgrades are a bad investment. What am I talking about? Well, if you put in 4 speed upgrades, you're going to more than double the output. So that's good. So you've got a 100% increase there. You put in as many as 64 fortune upgrades, and you're only going to increase the your luck by about 22%, which is very little. You're obviously much better off with the 100 than you are with the 20 some odd percent, because you're just going to get more stuff, right? But on top of that, fortune upgrades also dramatically increase the power usage. Whereas it's a very, like if you double the speed of it with the speed upgrades, you double the amount of power it uses. But if you put in fortune upgrades, it goes up exponentially and gets really, really expensive on power. So let's say you had a big reactor. You had lots of power. You didn't give a damn about the power. They're still bad. In my testing back in Agrarian Skies 2, like years ago, 4 years ago, I did 1,000 of each. And the things I really wanted, like platinum, my odds actually went down. Now that might have just been luck. They should have at least come out even. I was expecting them to come out as 20% better. But no, my odds actually went down. They went up by more than 20% on things that were common, like coal and lapis and things along those lines. But they went down on the things I really wanted. So in general, the way it does the calculations suck. It's so if you were thinking that fortune upgrades will give you more of the difficult stuff to find, no, it works in reverse. Now, if you want a whole pile of coal, maybe, but you're still better off with lots of speed upgrades. Stay away from the fortune upgrades. Has this thing failed already? Does it mean on how fast those things wear out? I changed that this episode, right? Maybe not. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. There we go. All right, so one other thing I want to show you. If I want to move these things around, move them somewhere else more convenient. I don't know where I want to put those, but let's make a dolly. Now, diamond woods are good because you can move spawners and things like that with them. For now, I'm just going to make an iron one. It's going to do what I want it to. So that's 5 iron and a plank. And so we can go. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to let me turn them the way I want. So if I come over here. Now,
this gives you mining fatigue, and you walk real slow. But if you take your bag and you stick it in your bag, the mining fatigue goes away, and you're all set to go. Now, I don't know whether I can make these face up when I do it like this with a dolly. Let's see if I can or not. I don't know the answer to that. So we'll pull it back out of here. There we go. See how they can face up? Wish drawers could figure that out. I'll leave that one there for right now. I got to figure out where I want to put it if I'm going to put a super crafting frame on it. I might stick it over here somewhere. All right, so that's what I wanted to get done this episode. I want to cover something else off with you. I'd really like to spend more time making videos. I haven't made enough videos, only a few in the last month. But I'd really like to spend more time making videos. But the number of views I'm getting has significantly dropped. And that's partially because I haven't been posting enough, but it's also probably because I picked the wrong pack. I don't think there's enough people interested in this pack. I've even lost some subscribers and stuff when I started this pack. Also, the number of Patreons I have is a fraction of what it once was. And I really need the help right now. I barely have enough money for food this month, and so far it looks even worse for next month. Now, I haven't given any rewards to Patreons yet. And I was thinking of letting my Patreons pick the next pack that I switch to. Like, is it going to be going back to Project Ozone? Or is it going to be one of the others that I did before? Or is it going to be something new like Omni Factory? I'd like to get the feedback from my Patreons as to what I do. So if you would like a say or just want to help, please pledge. It's patreon.com/Wilx. So I hope you got something useful out of this. Hope to see you next time. Go out there and have some fun. Thanks.